here's a scenario. You are on a team of brilliant individuals, and you've been charged to go to this exotic island and to discover and locate the cure for cancer. Now, along the way, what you want to do, you want to be able to overcome obstacles. You're going to be dealing with people, colleagues on your team who you don't get along with. And as you're on your voyage, sometimes you're going to get fatigued and tired and simply want to quit. But as we know in life, life is filled with adversity. And what you need to do is when adversity presents itself, is to overcome it. Now, I firmly believe that adversity does not build character, it simply reveals character. So along this way, on your voyage where you're traveling with your team, trying to find a cure for cancer on this exotic island, you arrive. And as you arrive, guess what happens? You find out that all hell is breaking loose. you must do something, rally the troops in order to come home. People are fatigued, angry. There's a hostile environment. People are shooting, guns, bombs are going off, a lot of different things. The moment arrives when members on your team say, I quit. I'm ready to go back home. It's not working for me. Our strategies that we create and trying to implement, we can't execute. There's a problem. Well, you're going to have questions. What did we go wrong? What do we do next? How can I keep people on board and execute accordingly? Because if we can find a cure for cancer, it can literally change the world as we know it today. Now, my mother, Elizabeth Mitchell, died from a cancer called multiple myeloma. And I remember at that time, nearly 13 years ago, that cancer was unfortunately a very, very rare cancer. And as a result, she passed away, fighting tooth and nail, but she couldn't beat the cancer. Now, in this situation, unlike my mom, the possibility to overcome and find a cancer, the cure for it, I like your chances of getting there. But unfortunately, sometimes people are going to want to do what they're comfortable doing, and that's quitting. Turn it around on the boat. Get back in the boat. Going back across shark-infested waters. Well, in order to alleviate and change the energy and the effort, I suggest you do something. Not scream, not argue, not fight. I suggest that you simply burn the boat. Because when you burn the boat, you shift the mindset. Immediately, you can shift the mindset. When you change the mindset of an individual, you help them to maneuver from left to right, from up to down. You change energy. Energy is everything. If you believe it's not possible, then it's not possible. I've been around athletes all across the world. One thing that the most successful athletes have in common is this. They've already won before they begin to play. They have a mindset. If you can visualize it's possible, if you can push through the pain, the promise and prosperity is at the goal line. Now, sometimes in life, we're not able to achieve our goals because we simply quit, because we have options. But when you eliminate options, you heighten your chances and the possibility of achieving your goal. That's why when you see babies learning how to crawl, their chances of learning how to crawl over several weeks and several months heighten tremendously, because failure is not an option. They don't know what failure is. They only had that intestinal fortitude, the guts to push, to crawl, to fall, to get back up, to fall 7 times, and to get up to 8 times. When you eliminate fear, the only thing that's left is faith. And faith is fortune. And that's also food. You get a chance to eat and grow spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, mentally. You eat, you grow, you overcome, you become better. It's important you have to sell yourself on who you are, what you're trying to do. You have to talk to yourself. You have to hold on to your dream and talk to yourself about purchasing your dream. If you don't purchase your dream, how can you expect anyone else to invest in your dream? You should always be the first person to purchase your dream because you recognize the value of it. Now, the reason why I talk about self-leadership, because self-leadership will help you to evolve. Some of the decisions that you're going to make in life, others around you will not agree with your decisions. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with going down the roads that are seldomly traveled, right? You have to be okay with that. It's very important because sometimes when we're doing the things that nobody else is willing to do, that's when we evolve, when we're alone, when nobody's listening. We make the most progress when we're by ourselves. And we can listen to that voice inside of you, guide you along the way. What is coaching? Now, this photo right here, is that coaching? Some would argue as self-leadership. Is it coaching? Now, we know in this photo, if he makes one poor decision and one poor, or makes any type of movement that's not sound, he may have a major problem. Major problem. Is this coaching? It's dreaming coaching. Is this coaching? Watching a mom walk a child, first day of school in first grade, second grade, third. Is that coaching? Is this coaching? I'll give you a story about this picture. It's coaching at its best. It's the power of assembly. When people, animals, come together to achieve a common goal, they have to believe in the goal, in the direction, and in the mission to work collectively together. Coaching is helping an individual or team achieve superior performance while also helping them to create more fulfilling lives for themselves and others. A coach acts as a catalyst that activates the strength and releases the energy of an individual or team through ongoing partnership that generates greater business results and improved relationships. Those are words that represent who you are or what you're about to become. So take a moment and look at this slide closely and determine who you are or what word reflects exactly who you are or what you aspire to be.